Okay, now world. So today we're working with graphs and being able to deal with coordinates, points, and dealing with the destination of routes at the time. So I was dealing with a little bit of UPS, with a little bit of ABF, with a little bit of um, PFG at the same time. So it's pretty much getting graphs, coordinates, and graphs, coordinates, and graphs, coordinates. Those are the main two that we use. So it's all part of lat at the time. So we use graph, coordinates, ratio, scales. That's pretty much what we use at this measurement of distance at the time, as we figuring out more towards services of distribution, more of construction, more of agriculture, more of landscaping, more into that diction of acknowledgments at the time, as we focus on previews that differ from the other private mid states of the capital reserves after 1977 of 2002. So as being able to work from District 10 to District 35 and authorizing different certifications then, and using more of W-2s and passion to grade the area of work at the time. So it's pretty much working with lens crafters, you working with TransUnion, Linden Tree. That's pretty much where you're using more of your diction towards your open state of agriculture at the time. So I was working with agriculture, aerospace, landscaping, working with the whole dimension of occupations and turning it into real time, and using service software data software data services to promote more for the efficiency of the successful productions at the time. So it's pretty much working with sales and balance of stock and trade of 979 orders at the time. So it's pretty much working with different details of 1970 to 2002, and dealing with Sidekick, Blue BlackBerry, of Sidekick, of BlackBerry, of iPhone, of Razor. That new Razor phone was a nice get your gadget phone when it came out. So that's something that we all enjoyed at the time. So that's pretty much what the only thing I didn't get that I loved at the time. So that's pretty much where you see more of 2007 or 2018. Being able to distinguish between that Razor and that iPhone 8 is pretty much where I was looking at. We almost got there at some point in time. We was working with 2012 or 2026, and he was working with the iPhone 6, and it's pretty much we was getting more detailed with Penske, Granger, um, Enterprise, Google Docs. You knew more about Google Docs, Comcast, T-Mobile, Outlook, putting it on at least 979 different midpoints along the metropolitan of North Shore, or North Cross Mall, or in Anderson Mills. So I was pretty much working with 979 different previews at the time of Lexus Compassion, as we focus on 2009 Lexus to 2022 Lexus, and working with $90 million in reference happening 942 times at the time. So it is possible that we can buy different items at the time, and we can buy multiple shots. And it's not 1970, it's not 1987, nor is it 2007, nor is it not 2018. So that's pretty much where we cut it off short. Recently in the last 949 months, when we just had 2022 to 2023 happen. So it's pretty much where we had that last gig happen for the last months after 2012 or 2014. So it's pretty much as we get into more philosophy for Austin Statesman. We get an establishment for Austin Statesman, and we'll be able to get more jiffied up, understand more about February to December as we get more older, from 2007 to 2014, and knowing more about the hot spots of high school philosophies at the time. So, it's just pretty much working with the 61 Chevelle of the 68 Camaro, of the 84 Impala, and knowing about the 84 Impala, as well as the Delta 88, the Pontiac, the Challenger, and looking at it and being able to philosophize it between the Chevy Tahoe, and the Denali, GMC Denali, of the Cadillac Escalade. Pretty much looking at those cars of 2017, of 2007. So that's pretty much where you're looking at by district, UIL. You're looking at all city. You're looking at the whole 997, 47%. So it's purple, green, and orange of Connolly, Crockett, Lanier, Anderson, Travis, Crockett, Bowie. That's the whole northern region at the time. So it's pretty much where we're using 997 months and 47 weeks to promote more for the eligibility of 9 cars being bought, for the 9 months that we had it. So it's pretty much where you're making a sale for every week that you had business at the time. So it's pretty much working with 970 different sales at the time of white, green, and blue. Statistics that go with more of Comcast, T-Mobile, and Outlook at the time. So it's pretty much using more profiles for Outlook of at least 979 different characters of at least 20 different notifications at the time. So as being able to know more about 20 different notifications that send you more of $9,947, to your account every week. So that's pretty much where you're using more of getting filled up and working on refillment area. Thanks to Amazon. So it's pretty much as we're giving the thanks to Amazon on that good stuff. That's pretty much as we're using 2987. So that's pretty much where we're using 2987 of Restaurant Depot, Amazon, Enterprise, Aquatics Division, Tax Office, voters registration. So I was working on 971 different states of Arizona, Colorado, Kentucky, Oklahoma, Ohio, Nebraska, Idaho, Montana. You pretty much get notified and acknowledged by every state after 2008 of 2018. So, that's pretty much where you're getting more of the following compassion of, 997 months being passed by, and, it's making more contributions toward 90 years of 70 years of 69 years, and working more than 379 hours a year is pretty much where you're using more advantage for greater central health at the time. So that's pretty much where you're using more for central markets at the time. So that's pretty much where Catfish business really goes after 980 months. So that's pretty much where you're using $980 every month to use more for the reference tax of bill payments that gets paid out on, you know, every material of the interest at the time. So, you know, that's pretty much where you gotta, you know, be able to pay everybody thanks to Eco Herb 747. So, you know, it's pretty much working with 949 people that interest you on that good stuff. So, you know, it's pretty much what we do as far as knowing 2017 from 2007. So, you know, it's being able to keep up with, you know, the good specifications that you need to keep entertained and, you know, back on the road of 2017 to 2007. So, you know, it's pretty much where we're working with Pizza Hut, Papa John's, and, you know, being able to use the Burger King, and, you know, being able to entertain ourselves and, you know, keep ourselves invested in, you know, things we love and the things that we want to see more often. So, you know, it's pretty much how we use 2017 of 2027, and, you know, being able to prepare ourselves for 2042 at the time. So, you know, over and over again, we just starting to reciprocate our decades of life, and, you know, understanding that with Twix is pretty much what sponsors that movement. So, you know, that's pretty much a motive done by Twix, and, you know, that's pretty much as we figure out, you know, more about our personal intuitions at the time of TSU, of TCU, of Texas Tech, Texas A&M, Baylor, Northwest, Mizzou, Auburn. You know, you're all in there for, you know, majority of the time. So, you know, that's pretty much working with 971, 41% of orange, green, and blue pressure at the time. So, you know, it's pretty much where you're using more of PSI, you know, more of PSI of middle school. So, you know, you use a middle school of at least college at the time of 97, 79, 46%. So, you know, that's pretty much where you're using all college of at least TCS philosophies are in there, 97%. And, you know, that's pretty much where they're using 47% to promote more for their Corvette or their Chevelle or their Delta 88 or their Camaro or their Pontiac GTO or Challenger. You know, that's pretty much just part of 1979's work as they made it to 2030 this year. So, you know, it's pretty much looking at all different types of the fonts of Cadillac CTSV's philosophy. So, you know, it's Cadillac CTSV versus CT6 and ATS, and, you know, being able to go towards that as an ultimate competitor at the time. So, you know, whatever we thinking about baby, we want baby to be calm about, you know, his situations, especially when, you know, we got different situations that, you know, counter to bigger objectives coming from bigger regions of classification, especially in TCS, or, you know, in Avid or All Point or All City at the time. So, you know, that's pretty much where you're working from Brenham to Waco at the time. So, you know, it's pretty much working with a whole 79% ratio coming from TransUnion as we get that paid off for. So, you know, it's pretty much as we're using 79 gallons to promote more of that on AARP, Jackson Hewitt, Liberty Mutual, you know, being able to use more of our country onion compassion for, you know, our government statistics at the time is pretty much what we want to do to entertain ourselves for at least 979 hours and 46 seconds. So, you know, it's pretty much working on that. And then, you know, at the end of the day, you are working with enterprise benefits at the time as you work with 941 different units, and, you know, being able to transition them where they need to as you work with acute like statistics. And, you know, you gain more of transitions. You gain more of transition, like reflect, transition, translate, reflect, translate, flip, slide. That's pretty much where you're using your translate of 12th grade at the time, being able to use more of your doctor performance at the time of Eco Herb 747 and PMC2 squared um, of Eco Herb 747 and Eco Leaf Mega platforms at the time. So, as ultimately for DWL's philosophy as far as it being part of Lens Crafter at the time. So it's pretty much where you're looking at a different deposition that is independent private organization that started from 2007 and it's been here since 2027 already, since 2018. So that's pretty much what we've been working with that since March to September at the time. So it's pretty much working with scoops of 997, 47% of hot fries, all that good stuff in there as well. So it's pretty much working with 997, 47%. So that's pretty much where you're using 907, 47 p.m. to get started with the day, as you work with more of IHOP, more of Denny's, more of Luby's, more of Wendy's, more of Jack in the Box, more of Red Robin's, more of Cheddar's, more of Razoo's at the time. So it's pretty much working with 997, 47% at the time. So that's pretty much how we're using 9.1 statistics for Shark Tale and so forth in that way. So that's pretty much where we're using more of that decency to promote more for the actions of the mileage at the time. So it's pretty much working with Chevy 2021 Suburban and working with 741 miles on the radar. So other than that, we are working with scales, or we are working with graphs. We are working with yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much where that goes.